Sir, would you like a roast beef sandwich in there?
Well, you're at the UPS store. Can you pick up some boxes for me?
I should have drove to the UPS stores right down the street.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Your girl at the desk will get it.
Sir, I just want to let you know there's bingo tonight.
Yeah.
Is it going to be free prune juice there?
Yes,
or
free
we
prune
all
juice.
right, then I'm there.
And that's
Tapioca
gonna be
pudding.
a box lunch.
Tapioca pudding.
I mean, I got to go to court. I got arrested for owning a boot.
Oh yeah, I'm going to tell on you, young buck, that you're owning boats.
Mark,
Oops.
don't forget
I
your
mean,
hat.
I don't know how they caught me. It's not like I don't open them live on videos and
Right.
put them on YouTube.
There's plenty of evidence against you, all of us.
Those customs agents must be blind.
Mm-hmm.
Just as oh, by the way, Richard, you're going to be the intro tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My beard
I
is
need to make
almost
mine.
that long now.
Keep forgetting to make mine.
And Ben, I got the right picture of it tonight. I checked it.
All right.
Well, sometimes you got to get what you got to get because they don't make them like it anymore.
You sure you got the right picture? You ain't got the one picture where Andy got me looking like
No,
a
I should have
crossover.
done that one. I should have done that one.
I swear to God, I thought it was Laverty. I swear.
I did too.
The background, when I saw the picture, I was like, wait a minute, that's my house.
That's my house. What's Laverty doing at my house?
Right. What is he doing at my house?
Living a shirt person.
You better not, right.
I come to clean your silverware.
I'm gonna step on your grass too.
One piece
I
of
don't
bacon.
care. Oh boy, I know the comments probably coming in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta click on.
I'm wearing my Rock and Roll Express shirt tonight. That I won a CJ Smith's group.
I'm just wearing a generic
Let me
shirt,
see it.
guys.
Let me see it. That's what I'm talking about.
Uh,
The greatest tag team of all time.
That was funny. You said it funny.
shirt, tie, hat.
The Rock and Roll Warriors.
Yeah.
The Road
What's
Express.
up, Phil? What's up, Ricky?
Overrated jobbers.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, Rock and Roll is in my top 5.
They're good.
I-
They're good.
Yeah, they were
favorite-
definitely good.
one of my favorite matches of all time is when they won the World Tag Team titles versus the Russians.
That was great.
That was
That
a
was awesome.
great. That was a great match. You ever
I
seen
was
a match
there.
like that after
I was there.
that match? That was that's one of my favorite matches to watch. That and Magnum TA beating Wahoo for the US title.
Wahoo!
And
I
Wahoo!
was lucky enough to
those
get
those
him
two
that.
matches are two of my favorite matches of all time. Because that Rock and Roll and Russian match went, man,
I think
it
the
went
greatest.
what 45 minutes?
Almost.
Oh, it went over an
Broadway.
hour.
So it
Was
went Broadway.
it over
Okay.
an hour? Okay.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 61 minutes, 62 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe it. And
They
then
went
and
Broadway
for it to end on a victory roll.
Yeah.
On a victory roll.
I think the greatest tag team feud though, you can't nobody argue with that Midnight and Rock and Roll wasn't.
Oh,
there.
Midnight and Rock and Roll. Midnight and Rock and Roll was one of the greatest feuds ever because it carried
Of
for
all
years.
time. Of all time.
Every one of their matches is just so epic.
It carried for years. It's right behind Von Erichs versus the Freebirds.
Ricky, you
agree
gotta
with that.
share that in the group, man. We gotta see the picture of it, man. I heard that movie directors approached Chavo Guerrero about doing a story about the Guerreros,
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
and the main character they're looking for to be Eddie Guerrero is the guy that's on the HBO show The Last of Us.
I think that would work out really well.
Yeah, he looks almost similar to Eddie.
No, they'll do like in the Von Erich movie and go get people that don't match the role and have Fluffy play it Eddie Guerrero.
Right?
All right, let's get started.
Good evening, I'm Richard, aka The Warden, and you are watching Spanning the Globe.
Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday night. You know what that means. It's time to go spanning the globe. I want to thank everyone for joining us on a beautiful Thursday night. It's getting ready to get cold here in Oklahoma. I'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. Thank you for joining us tonight. I want to introduce our co-host tonight, the usual suspects. Next to me is Mr. Richard Ward. You're sideways. What
He's
happened?
sideways.
Hey, everybody.
There you go.
He's back. There he is.
And-
My phone goes off when we're doing the show. Sorry about that.
That's all right. We'll dock your pay. On the other side of Richard is Mr. Kevin. Dave. Dave's not here.
Dave's not here.
Dave.
And down underneath me there is Grandpa Walker, joining us from his mobile studio.
No, I think he's at the UPS store getting his stuff. I think.
Okay, good.
He's picking up his mail.
Grandpa,
and
did you
next to
pick
him,
up the Sherpa?
yeah. And next to him is Andy B.
Hey, everybody.
You looking marvelous tonight.
Marvelous.
And then we have a special guest with us tonight, joining us, also from Oklahoma, by the way, Mr. Scott Aarons, aka the Shylock. Welcome
Hello,
to the show.
guys. How you doing?
Glad to have you on tonight. Before I get
It's always
started,
nice.
glad to have you. We'll talk about you here in a little bit, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, sure.
Before we get started, though, I want to remind everybody this show is sponsored by Mark Leather Championship Belt Leathering and by Unique Championship Belts. And then we have an informal sponsor. It's just my daughter, so I'll plug her stuff. Ashley Southern Design. She's made several shirts, custom shirts for me, Richard, Andy, Ben, and a few other people.
She does a great
so-
job, everybody.
It's a great job. She does mail order. So look her up on Facebook, Ashley Southern Designs. If you have a picture, send it to her. She can put it on a t-shirt, and they're very reasonably priced. So appreciate that. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook tonight, please be sure to click on the StreamYard link and then click on the option to have your name appear on screen. We put the comments up. Otherwise, you'll show up as one of many Facebook users. If you don't want to do that, or it's not working for you, you can go over to the Wide World of Belts YouTube channel and click on the current Spanning the Globe stream. Sorry, I got an animal over here. And watch us there and comment to your heart's content, and your name will appear on there. And that portion of the show is made possible by a partnership with the Brothers Kayfabe podcast out of Oklahoma City. And we appreciate them partnering with us on the StreamYard subscription. It makes it affordable for us to bring this to you on YouTube. So we do appreciate that. We're also simulcasting on Love Those Wrestling Belts. That's Andy's group.
Mhm.
And
Great
Ben's group, by the
wrestling
way,
together.
we're not simulcasting on his group, but Ben has a Championship Belt Brothers. So be sure to check out Championship Belt Brothers, and Love Those Wrestling Belts groups if you're not already a member, or invite your friends. We really appreciate that. So how you guys doing tonight?
Doing good,
Marvelous.
Doing real
Marvelous.
good. Doing real good.
Marvelous.
Hello, Mr. Kirk Hall, our early,
up, Kirk?
Hey,
our
Kirk.
early commenter. Rick Hernandez. He got a new shirt. I think he just got one from Ashley.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Phil, hello.
Hey, Phil.
It's the Phil Dog Ray in the house. What's up, Scott?
There's our other
Scott,
Scott.
what's up, buddy?
Yeah, get your popcorn ready.
What's up, guys?
Coming up. He got Eddie Guerrero t-shirt. Okay, I didn't know what shirt he got.
There
She
you
told me
go.
he'd ordered one.
Nice.
Chris Raines, there's a former guest.
Hey, Chris.
Thank you for watching. She looks
Hey,
familiar.
babe. What's up,
Vince doing-
Chris?
And you're number one in his book. Jeff Walton, hello. Good
What's
evening.
up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
Hello, AD Terry. He's watching this
AD.
live again. He's been watching this live a
AD.
lot more often here lately. And he just got a belt for me. It's Grandpa Guido. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Hello,
What's up,
Gigi.
What's up, AD?
Gigi.
Live from the car.
Yeah.
Gigi. I
Hello,
like
Ethan.
Gigi.
Main,
Gigi's
main,
good.
main.
Hello,
Gigi.
Ethan. Hello,
Gigi.
Facebook
Gigi.
user.
He's the
Love the show.
G-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
That is Brandon Douglas.
Oh, okay. A new viewer. Thank you for watching.
Yep.
Ben, you
Okay.
out there on the street getting the scoop, right?
Yeah.
He's on the prowl.
I am in my car to advise you all that we have to educate ourselves to all the scammers of the bout hobby.
The belts, yes.
Thank you.
It's all
Kevin.
about the bouts.
Grandpa Ben advise you, drink your milk and pour it in your cereal and make sure you drink your Ovaltine.
A lousy commercial?
Oh,
That's
Does
what
it come with a
Ralphie said.
secret decoder ring?
That's what
yeah, I
Ralphie
think we were expecting more of a promo.
Yeah. Most of our viewers stick around for all 2 hours, but tonight I really encourage you to stick around for hour number 2. We do have a special Q&A session planned.
Yes, we do.
So that was kind of a warm up for that. So we will. By the way, on the show last week, we did invite Guido Tanako to join us for a conversation. He never responded. He never sent me a message. I didn't reach out to him through Messenger. I just invited him on the show. I figured we had enough reach. Somebody could let him know, but he has not responded. So we're going to do a little Q&A session in his honor. So please stick around for that. You're going to love it. Trust me.
That's why
So
I'm doing my location tonight. We have to make sure that doing videos in the dark in the car is a standard thing now. Oh,
Kind of
wait a
like
minute.
doing promos in the car.
Let me turn my lights off.
Scampaw. There you go. Scampaw. There you go.
Oh right, Scampaw.
Yeah.
Me like. You have
Gampar,
Yeah.
to
Gampar
advise
Akbar.
people. You have to advise people and educate within hobby.
There you go. Okay, as usual. Okay, Grandpa, go take a nap.
There he goes.
As
pushing
usual,
me
we like to
around
start off
again.
the show with a belt of the week, and I do have one. It's actually a brand new belt. It's not mine. I'll explain here in a minute, but let's get started on that. Sorry, I was trying to get this cable untangled. Okay, this is a belt I just finished today. I just finished off the finishing touches after work. Let me go full screen. There we go. This is the World Class Heavyweight Championship, which is made famous by the Von Erichs, of course. Chris Adams. Who else held that belt? Jerry Lawler held that belt. Rick Rude was the first one to hold that belt. Kevin Von
That's
Erich,
stunning.
Kerry Von Erich, Black Bart, Al Perez, and then the last one to hold was Jerry Lawler. So, Iceman King Parsons held it briefly too. This one, the plates were made by our sponsor, Unique Championship Belts. I did the leather on this, and this is for a gentleman who ordered this specifically. Wasn't a leather job. He wanted this belt because he saw one somebody else bought from me, which I didn't have made. I just happened to have the plates. So I made this belt, or had this belt made, the plates, and put it on my leather. Just finished up today, but it's a dual plated. Move my boom microphone down here where I can talk and show this off, and look at the camera. Okay, that is. I can't read that, but you get the cottonness on each side plate. Over here, you got the WCWA stamp, which I did.
Nice.
It's got the shell tooling around the edge of the belt. And then you have the World Class main plate here. I love this beautiful belt. I think about ordering myself. You have two more continents over here, countries. That's Africa, obviously. I don't recognize the shapes of these. There was not a logo plate for this belt, so I didn't put one in there. And there's your female toolbox or snap box with a gold tip. And let me flip it over. So you can see the back. There's your backing.
Jesus, man.
I sent the customer the link to this show, so I hope he's watching. I gotta send him an invoice for the. He already paid half up front, so I had to invoice him for the balance, and he'll be ready to ship.
Nice. Yeah, that backing's sweet, man. That belt
Thank you.
altogether.
That's a different
That's
backing I'm
beautiful.
used to, but that's all they had. It's a little bit thinner, but it's actually pretty nice, easy to work with. So still got the.
I wonder what that would look like if you re-leathered one and put it like the color of Kevin's tag belt that you did.
Oh, I don't know. That'd be interesting to see.
Because that blue would make that pop, those plates.
So that's the belt of the week. I got a couple of orders of business here real quick. I got a couple of belts for sale. I sold the painted NWA US at 10 pounds of silver. Somebody bought that. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow. But I still have for
Nice.
sale this Fandu Dome Globe. I actually got a couple of Dome Globes for sale tonight. This is the Fandu. This back the way. It's got the UK plate instead of the Australia plate. And the only issue with this belt, it's beautiful. They did a really good job with it, but as with Fandu belts, they're known to tarnish a little bit, so there are some tarnish spots. I can't get the camera zoomed in enough to see that. But right here on this main plate, just somewhere, there's a few what look like water spots, but it's a little bit of tarnish. And it's the faux leather version, which has the exposed screws on the back. So it's not real leather, but it does have really nice lacing on it. And I'll be honest with you, I re-leathered the real leather version, and I really didn't notice much of a difference between the two, other than the screws were covered up. But I'm selling this one for, I believe, what did I say it was? I forgot what I was selling for. I'm not going to name the price.
What was it?
$350 ship because of the tarnish. Yes, and it's still a beautiful belt, and that's a good price for a belt with very minor issues with it.
Right.
I also have this Dome Globe for sale. This is brand new. Dream Championship belts made this NWA Dome Globe. It is 4mm with deep etching, 4mm zinc, and it's HD. It's HD belt. See the wrestlers on the front. I did the leather. This is on my leather. Double O placing. There's my stamp right there.
Nice.
It says the Australian flag. This is the traditional version of this belt. Oh, let me get this out of the way so I can hold it up a bit better. I have another set of these plates. I'm going to put them on leather shortly, but I'm selling this one for $400 shipped. So this is brand new. I just finished re-leathering it this week. Just laced it up this week. So I'm selling this one for $400 shipped. But if you're interested, holler at me. We could talk. So, and I will have another one for sale soon. So I want to find a home for this because I don't need it. I don't have the room for it. I have another set of plates I'm going to put on leather. So I got to move that belt out.
Who made that again?
Dream Championship belts. Tanvir Kershid.
Different from Championship Dreams. Huh?
I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. So that's all I got. Let's get back to the viewers. Okay, Scott, you're in Oklahoma as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
So platinum.
Hey, Platinum.
And you got a belt there on your shoulder. That's different than one you had before the show. Let me put you on full screen. That is that a? Oh, that's the WWE. Okay, version of this with Triple H nameplate.
Yeah.
That's a shop belt, correct?
No, this
Oh,
is
it's not.
an Arosha belt.
A Rosha. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Texture big gold. 2D.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with 2D. That's a beautiful belt.
Oh,
you
yeah.
had a big eagle on your shoulder earlier before the show started. You have it there handy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Press the collection on the wall there. Hey, is that Dome Globe a Figs Inc? It looks like a Figs Inc.
Which one?
The Dome Globe.
This one?
Yeah. Who made that one?
Yeah, that's my figs.
Oh, it's a Figs. Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Nope. Nope.
Is that on the original strap?
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
I bought it from a guy over in England, and he got it signed by Nick Aldis.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay. So when did you get started in the belt hobby, and what got you started in the belt hobby?
Well, I guess it would have been April of a year ago, or
Really?
would be 2 years now. I've only been in the hobby a year collecting, but I've been watching the hobby for well over a decade, just admiring the belts till I could do my research and find the right avenue of trying to collect what I wanted, but without paying as much as everybody wants for it, you know?
Yeah. Right.
So there's a lot of good deals, but mostly, I mean, I've got mostly shop belts or Figs Inc. belts, a couple of boots here and there, but you can't get everything you want without that. So,
Right. Right. And some people don't get that.
well, this right here was the unicorn. It kept getting away. I've tried to buy this one 3 or 4 times, and it'd come up missing. And
They're getting hard to find. They're getting very hard to find.
yeah, well, I mean, it's not perfect. You see, there's tarnish on the plates, on the side plates, and everything, but it's a great representation of what an old used belt would be.
Right.
I mean, I don't go for everything. Doesn't have to be perfect for the most part. I like ring used look.
Yeah, that's good
Well,
too.
that may have tarnish on it, but I will tell you this: it looks a whole lot better than the original, which looks like it's been through hell.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, which is your favorite belt out of your collection?
Huh. Well, I do like my Lux,
Oh, you got the Lux.
but I'd have to say probably my Intercontinental title, my WWF one, is the only middle class belt that I've got. Other than the rest are all heavyweight titles.
Right.
That's the one thing everybody's noticed. They're like, well, why do you only have one middle, you know?
Right.
Well, my favorite wrestler actually held that style of belt. We all know Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
That's a workhorse title right there, you know?
It is, or was.
Well, I mean, even the new guy who's running the show with the IC, he's getting booked really well.
Oh yeah, Walter.
Yeah,
Not Walter. No, it used to be Walter. What's his name
Gunther.
now?
Gunther.
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 Whatever. Yeah.
Gunther. Yeah. I don't like
Well,
that new one. I just don't.
I like the fact that guys like Perfect and Piper and Kerry Von Erich carried this title with and work.
Yeah. Scott Hall, Razor Ramon.
Oh yeah. They didn't have to put the major title on Hall because
What's up, CJ?
he just worked out great in the mid card area, and he could always main event if he had to.
So did you grow up in Oklahoma, or your lifelong in Oklahoma, or?
Well, I originally I'm from Rockford, Illinois, or Northern Illinois. I've for the last decade or so, about 15 years, I've lived here in Oklahoma. But for the most part, I grew up in Northern Illinois, Wisconsin, all around there, Michigan, all around there. I've helped put on wrestling shows for small companies. I helped found one, Rebellious Wrestling Federation out of Ashton, Illinois. We were working with Ed Schumer for a while till he passed away, and then things didn't work out real well. But my first actual handling of like a real championship bout would be the Midwest Heavyweight Championship. We had a wrestler called the Sheik, and then we had some other guys wrestle for it at our show, and it was just, there's nothing like a real belt, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But I sort of cooled off from wrestling for a long time, and then I rekindled it about, a couple years back, like you guys probably did, with the belts. And I don't know. My first one I grabbed was a Figs 2000 or 1999 Figs WCW, and I was hooked.
Yeah, doesn't take much, does it?
No,
How it starts.
now I've got 16 in here, and I've got another 4 in my daughter's room.
Well, you said you own a couple of boots. How do those compare as far as weight to the real ones you held when you were helping with the wrestling federations?
Well, a lot of those belts, they're really not as thick as everybody thinks. Reggie and them only made like 3.2, 3.5 inch plate. That, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you look at a lot of HD makers and a lot of new belts, they're making them so thick, when in reality they weren't as thick like that. But we're just trying to make something that's more durable and eye catching.
Right. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Although some of the belts I watched growing up appear to be thinner, but there's really no way to measure. Just
Well,
television. So
yeah, a lot of those belts were fairly thin. I mean, even with the deeper etching, it was still SD until they went to that HD, which probably didn't happen until what, in the mid almost 2000, and then they moved on farther because the quality of cameras were better and they were more prominently shown on television instead of just being a prop they ran down and set it off to the side.
Right. Well, you have to consider, we have the 4mm belts now, which basically sit on the shelf. Those guys had
Right.
to wear their belts in the ring, so they had to have them a little bit thinner just to kind of shave some weight off of them. Which
Well,
makes
you remember before belts, they had either medallions or trophies. That was way more of a thing. You got to travel town to town with a trophy.
Oh, Jason.
What's up, Jason?
Right.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, and those guys, a lot of the champions, I've heard comments where they said that they didn't like being the champion because they had to lug the heavy belt around. So
Yep.
Right. You get in trouble if you lose it. Something happens to it.
yeah, just ask Chris Jericho.
Right.
So you say you grew up mostly in Illinois. What wrestling promotions did you watch growing up on television?
Well, on the Rabbit Ear television, I got Rocky Mountain, and I got stuff out of Chicago. But we had cable growing up too, so I got pretty much anything I really, whatever showed up on TV. I loved TBS. WCW was awesome. And then you had, just smaller promotions all over the place if you had a big enough reach.
Right. I didn't ask
But
Bellator,
yeah.
and I'm not going to, but did you get Georgia Championship Wrestling? Was that before your time?
Oh yeah, I got that too. That was really good. I'm 41, so
Okay.
I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 82, but I remember my first pay-per-views where it was, like 89, 90, 91, enjoying it. I've been a valid wrestling fan since before the Attitude Era. Obviously, growing up when Raw first started hitting the air. But I remember even before that, yeah.
Well, did you prefer the wrestling prior to the to this new stuff, or which wrestling do you prefer?
Well, I preferred the era like that when they used to come to your hometown and it wasn't in the local arena. You'd go to the high school and you'd see
Yeah.
Hogan, you'd see Harley Race, you'd see all these older guys. This is still probably AWA time then.
Yeah, it was.
So, and then I watched at my local arena. I vividly watched Hogan walk down to the ring, and Andre was huge. And this is during that Warrior time. So this is probably 95, 94, when they're still before Hogan left, like 92, 93 probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where they came.
Yeah, the golden era where they used to come and like. I remember vividly going to a Raw when I was like 12 or 13 years old, and then going down to the local pizzeria down the street, and you had Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Nash, all these guys, and you'd walk up to them and be respectful, but
Right.
be in awe. I mean, for a 13-year-old to see, I mean, I remember going and waiting for 30 minutes to an hour at a local bingo hall to get Sean Waltman's autograph, Scott Hall's autograph.
Oh, Randall.
these days you go to big conventions, you know, but
Yeah. Well, I know what you're talking about when you said they come to your town. You didn't have to go to the big cities to watch them. They would come to our high school gyms.
right.
Or,
Yeah.
or in some towns, it was the National Guard Army when we still had those.
Well, here in Ada, real soon, they're going to have micro wrestling
Yeah, I've heard
at the
of them.
local horse arena. So
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, they're fun.
Well, guys, don't let me hog up all the time. Y'all ask some questions.
What y'all want to see?
What was your first piece of memorabilia from wrestling?
Actually, they're right here.
Nice.
Aha.
Obviously, the foam is worn off,
The Bret Hart.
but they're the
sleep-
old school. There's no black outline, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
cool,
used to
man.
call it the Bret Hart sleep mask.
Right?
Right.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Who's
Favorite
your-
wrestler?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask him. Go ahead.
Modern or old?
All
All
time.
together.
All together? Well, I don't know. Steamboat's a really good answer
Steamboat's good.
because he's always put on a good show, whether he was with Strongbow as a tag and them or even just wrestling some of the greatest matches in history, whether it's WrestleMania or against Flair or even against Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stunning Steve Austin back in the day in the 90s.
Well,
I'd have to
him
go
and
with-
Macho Man was my favorite match.
I agree.
Me too. I agree.
But now for a modern day, I'll get heat for saying CM Punk because, but see, I'm from the Chicagoland area, so I've actually got him a hot dog at a show. Like he wanted something to eat, so you know that's a little different. Knowing these people and having made them food or drove them somewhere so they could get to the next show.
Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, have you had any
Cool.
interesting interactions with any of the wrestlers?
So I was at a wrestling show when I was a kid, and it was a live show from Raw, and I believe the match was Owen Hart versus Al Snow. And somehow or another, they climbed over the railing live on television, and I got kicked and stepped on by both of them.
Wow.
So I guess that's an interesting tidbit into my life.
Yeah.
I don't want your interview
We're-
to be messed up. Can you lift your camera up a little bit so we can see your face? You're cutting half your face.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
That's all
There
right.
you go.
I just don't want your interview to be messed up.
There we go.
Geo style.
Makes a difference when I flip the phone back the other way.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
I
there's
was
advantages
charging
with-
it a little bit.
Okay. All right. Andy, were you starting to ask a question? I think I interrupted
Yeah, I
you.
got an important question. Scott, what
Yes,
is-
sir.
what would be in your book the best heel turn in wrestling?
Good question, Andy.
All right.
Maybe it's one that hasn't happened yet.
Mm.
I know what mine is. When
They'll
Barry,
never turn Cena heel.
they wanted
Started
to.
heel.
They wanted to.
Cool. Oh, I know.
No, in my book, the greatest heel turn was Barry Windham when he turned on Luger because nobody saw that coming.
I have to agree with that. I totally agree with that. I remember seeing it and going, whoa,
Yeah, the first Clash of Champions.
yeah.
The clothesline is what did it for me.
Yeah.
He held
You
him
know-
up and looked at him.
I've always been a fan of Barry Windham's work. He seemed like such an underutilized talent, even though he was everywhere. Rather, WWF brought him in as Skinner or any of these, the Stalker.
He was
You know.
born with talent. He was just born.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's just like from day one. I've watched videos throughout my 40 years of living, and he's always just stood out. He's always been able to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's one of my
Paul
favorites.
Orndorff's heel turn was kind of unexpected too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
do
I always
do you
have fun interacting with real wrestlers. So I'm friends with guys like Fred Ottman, you know,
Tugboat.
yeah, Vampiro, but he's mostly based in Mexico now. Some guy, people they'd call a jobber, but Bob Cook's really a good wrestler.
Okay. Do you have any belts planned to purchase in the future to add to your collection?
Well, at the moment, no. I've
Okay.
pretty much gotten most of the ones I want, other than maybe an upgraded version of some of them.
Right. Yeah. I think we all feel that.
Well, I mean, not today's stuff isn't like good, but the last modern belt that I actually own is the one that The Rock introduced, the scratch logo W. I didn't go to the newer network logo because, well, I just wasn't feeling it.
Mhm.
Now, I don't mind the new heavyweight championship. That's okay. I mean,
It's different.
at least that's a mix of old and new, and I
Yeah.
can dig that.
Yeah.
I like some of the way that they're restoning. People are restoning it sort of Crumrine like.
Right. Okay. Well, like I said, we're happy to have you on the show. And it's an impressive collection you have there. You got a good start for such a short time.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I literally, from the time I got my first one to the time that my last one was delivered, it was literally a year to the day.
Oh wow.
Hello, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Ashley.
We promoted your business again, so you're welcome.
I guess what paused my collection was the fact that I was working a really nice, comfy forklift driving job at a factory, and I got laid off and not returned. And I even tried to get back on with them recently, but apparently they said I couldn't be rehired for about 5 years. So I'm working at a furniture resale place, and I'm just content with what I got on the wall.
Okay.
That's good,
It's,
man.
like I
That's
said,
good.
it's an impressive collection for the short time you've been in the hobby. It
Well,
really is.
yeah, I would have to say the average price of most of these was less than a couple $100 on each one. But like I said, I was really frugal and looked around. Not that I didn't get ripped off a couple times and didn't get anything,
Hey, Vince.
That happens.
but you learn from that. You learn from that.
Oh, Vince. Yeah, we do have certain people on duty looking for that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We'll
If they
get to
could
that
only
later.
straighten out their stuff and be honest without being dishonest.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on, but
Hi,
this-
Rylan.
oh, hello, Rylan. Oops, my grandson.
Hi,
Saw him
Rylan.
yesterday.
What's up, buddy?
Hey,
He's probably-
Rylan.
He's probably hide his face. Yeah, that's the one thing about these groups. We share information. If somebody's been scammed over something or something's gone sour, we share that. That's the nice thing. But it's a fellowship. It's it's not just a club. It's like a fellowship. We share.
Yeah,
stuff, we share the good stuff, the bad
Above all
stuff.
that, it's a brotherhood. It's a friendship, a true friendship.
Yes.
We don't exploit
There you go.
the person that
Yeah.
got.
I find myself scrolling through a lot of the different feeds on all the different groups, and if people have a question about stones or paint or leather guys, I try to suggest different things and post different things, and just try to help out whenever I can.
There you go, Ashley. There's your feedback.
There you go.
Definitely, CJ.
Sucker for
And
you.
that's
He
that's
misspelled it
right.
while-
Yeah, hey, I know that came out kind of wrong there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's illegal in some states, isn't it?
Right. I don't know. It might be okay in Oklahoma.
I don't know.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Well, actually, it's windy in Oklahoma because Kansas sucks, or Texas sucks, and Kansas blows.
Grandpa, go get on my list. You get on my list.
And to piggyback what you guys were saying, man, it's always good to have this circle that we can all share and interact and help each other out. And we always say to check your references, vet people, make them coin stuff, because
Right.
you can be very easily scammed. It for some reason, spinner belts is the latest thing people are trying to use as a scam.
Let them
but-
know what point is, because most people don't know it.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, it's something that we all need to work on and keep on working on and keep doing what we're doing, man. But you know, we have this element also in the hobby that needs to feed off the negativity, and we don't need that.
No.
So
Yeah,
don't buy it.
I just don't like it.
Into it.
I just don't like it when people try to take advantage of some of these newbies that are trying to get in the hobby, and you know, eventually they get so many bad products from other people, they're just discouraged to even join anymore, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen it chase people away from the hobby.
Right. If I can't get a
Oh.
decent belt for a decent price because somebody's up in my inbox saying, I got your brother, you know?
Want to see my inbox?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I already warded them off. I get maybe one a week.
I'll be
Well, now
lucky to
these,
get one a day.
Yeah, well,
now
if,
these,
if,
not-
if you get anybody that's done it from Wide World or said that I saw your post in Wide World or blah blah blah, let us know who they are so we can kick them out.
Yeah.
But we don't have many makers in ours in Wide
Oh,
World.
I hear you, man.
we've
or
had
Andes.
very few
Andes don't allow
problems
that
in Wide
mess
World
either.
belts because
Love
Kevin's on
Right.
job. He's really good to watch the group for us, and so we've been very
Well,
fortunate.
usually what happens is I'll post a video of my stuff for you guys in like 13 other groups, and somebody takes a bite. Hey, you need something? No, man, I'm good.
Well, not these new Ring of Honor belts are being released. There's going to be a lot more of that. So
Well, yeah, but that's because they're made from a prominent maker in that end of the world.
yeah.
Mhm.
So be vigilant. Your inbox is going to start
Yeah.
blowing up.
Well, I hear that.
We already have them putting out the artwork for the new global title or
Right.
the global title because
Kobo, yeah.
they misspelled the artwork. Check it out, man. Make sure you check your spelling, you check everything because you don't want to get a belt at your doorstep and it's wrong. I've been down that road
Right.
because I let it slip
Yeah,
through.
You don't want
Yeah,
a
there's
belt with a gorilla on it when it's supposed to be a lion.
Right.
Yeah, that was so terrible to see, though.
Yeah, it was awful.
I mean, they
welcome, Hobby.
tried, but it just no.
Well, speaking of
Horrible.
speaking
Go
of new
ahead, Mark.
belts, we had 20 minutes left in the first hour, and I want to get Scott's input on some of this stuff. AEW came out with a new title with Samoa Joe's win over MJF, and I want to put this picture up here. It debuted last night, or I saw it for the first time last night. And there's been a lot of talk in the groups about this belt. I guess there were some expectations that it would be a little bit different. It does have the removable side plates now.
But why have the name place for the name of the center bottom like it was before, and then have the name plates on the side? It's kind of
right. It's
redundant.
It's overkill.
Like an
redundant.
overkill.
Yeah.
Well, like Andy said, it's
It's just a marketing scheme. They just want something else that they can sell to you.
Of course.
Ricky makes a good point here.
Yeah, they came out with that replica,
Definitely.
which I feel is a little overpriced, but that's their price point. They came out with that replica, and now there's a whole nother new belt when they finally just caught up to where they can get the replica. As a matter of fact, the replica was still sold out on the page on their shop. So yeah, it's marketing. They'll reel people in and get somebody to spend another $900 on a replica.
I didn't see this. I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, but WWE did that by changing the name on the bottom of the plate and the strap color.
Yeah. There's no originality anymore, and AEW is copying WWE by putting the removable side plates, which actually are smaller, about the size of a silver dollar.
Well, you figure the old belts used to just have a picture of the wrestler on the middle bottom.
Yeah, I mean,
no originality anymore.
That's the direction they went. But then we have Impact Wrestling or TNA that, their designs are pretty nice. I like
I like
most
the
of them.
new belts. I think they
Look,
look nice.
I think it's fresh. It's new. I think it's something that's going to be out there and it's going to be enjoyed by all of us because it's not that cookie cutter we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and you know, and I
Shout
think
out
for
to
some reason,
Hellfire Designs for those
Yeah.
they did-
designs for
they
those
did a
I
good
belts.
think
job.
for a reason they're gonna start selling replicas.
I think they should.
I think they should. I think they are, but then I've always liked their designs even over the last 15 years
Oh, I agree.
because
I agree.
because Impact / TNA has gone in a different direction with their designs. They're not so cookie cutter like WWE and other companies.
Mhm.
They
Right.
basically
No.
took a cue from New Japan and came out with their nice, unique designs.
Well, Dan McMahon's been making the new IWGP belts. Those are really nice. Some of them.
He's swinging and a miss with the
Exactly.
V5.
JD.
I agree. I agree. It's definitely not my
The Raven
favorite.
belt.
Yeah.
Raid belt.
I agree.
I'm like, why did New Japan didn't need to change from the V4? The V4 to me is the greatest belt design of
Yes.
all time.
The best
I
belt.
agree.
It
Well,
has
it's
the
art-
best
it's
art.
artwork, Ben. It's art.
Right. It's the prettiest belt of all time.
Yes.
I
Well, I wouldn't
agree.
go that far, but
And-
it is beautiful. It is beautiful.
I love it.
It's definitely
name me a better looking belt.
I would, but you're going to cuss me for it.
He's gonna say
TNA
globe.
Midwest.
About a globe. He's about a globe, right, Mark?
Yeah, it's got a globe on it. Yeah.
Oh
Now,
man.
I want to
watch
say this because
Definitely.
A is watching. He bought my IWGP V4, and as I mentioned when I was putting it up for sale in this show, that the one of the side plates where the name plates were attached was loose. He got it, opened the box, and the nameplates fell off, and I felt terrible about that because there's 6 bolts holding that on, and all 6 apparently were loose enough for it to come off. I don't understand that.
Wow.
But he was able to fix it.
Wild.
But AD, I hope you're able to fix it really well. The pictures look nice.
I think they didn't tighten them when they put them on the leather. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, but I felt terrible about that because I had
for
no
all
idea.
6 to loosen up like that, yeah.
I knew they'd be loose, but I didn't think they were going to fall off like that. But there's Nor.
Yeah.
Nor.
What's up,
What's
Nor?
up,
All right.
Nor?
Show's official now. There
Yeah.
we go.
Now we can move on. But no, but AD, I think you took some was it JB Weld to fix it with? I don't know. I'm gonna get a case number now.
I'm gonna tell.
I know just who to go to.
Yeah, I do
Yes.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. But I'm sorry
Yes.
about that, AD. I feel terrible about that.
Yes. I'm
But,
gonna send him a PM. Hold on. Wait a minute. I want to be more
Gotta work on a
official.
case number.
But
I'm
listen,
gonna
I think
send
he
him a
fixed it.
PM.
Okay. Well, I think he
What's up,
fixed
G?
it. I just couldn't imagine 6 screws coming loose like that. 1 or 2, yeah, but not 6. I mean,
Yeah, right. That's unacceptable.
yeah. I had a suggestion to fix it. You could take the backing and take an X-Acto knife and cut around those bolt heads to make
Right.
it flat, and then tighten it up and just glue the flat back over. It's not ideal, but it's the best option I come up with for as opposed to releathering it. But
Right.
the bolt was broken. Yeah, it was. But 80, it went to a nice home. 80 apparently likes the belt. I appreciate him buying it from me. I would have kept it, but it doesn't fit with all these other belts. That's the only IWGP belt I had, and it just looked out of place. So,
Huh.
It was too.
but I wanted one to see what it's like, and then I liked it.
Oh, here.
Oh, you
Here's the other one.
caught me red-handed.
Andy.
There you go.
Who me? Who me?
He's got one. He's got another one. Okay. Oh, that's the scratch
I got
logo.
that one
Okay.
too.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It is right there.
There's Gianni.
He always
What's up,
knew.
Gianni?
He always knew without a K.
He knows all about loose screws.
Oh,
That's all I got to say about that.
oh
Did anybody
yeah.
did anybody watch AEW last night?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
I actually watched part of it. I didn't watch all. I was in chat with these guys. They were watching it.
I have to admit it, but my favorite match was the women's match.
I
That's the
caught
one I
highlights
saw.
later.
The cameraman was on point. That's all I gotta say.
I agree.
That's why I
This
watch your
anytime was-
matches.
The
one
well,
time
always
was
in the
sky
right
blue.
place at the right time.
She's
Yeah,
like,
that's-
babe, why are you sitting so close to the TV? I said, I can't really see it, so I have to get closer.
Let me put these in order here. Okay.
You was
Watch out, it
hoping
turns
that
into
was,
VR.
you was hoping there was some smell-o-vision there, wasn't you?
Either that or a wardrobe malfunction.
Right.
The one thing I did not like about that match was the 4 people suplex, the quadruple
that-
suplex.
The gimmick stuff they do is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stupid. It was
Quit
it
the
was-
gimmick stuff.
When the first one ran in there, I thought, okay, all right, it's gonna be interesting. But then they all filed in and did it.
You knew exactly what was coming.
Yeah.
Tony
Well,
Right,
he had his
right.
opportunity, but he-
Let
Here
you
we
have
go.
a report. Well, you don't have to have a report. He gonna make up his own little case number and everything anyway.
80 4 peaches versus 4 peaches. There you go.
Yeah, AD's got
There
it
you
right
go.
there. That's what it was, AD. Mhm.
Yeah. It was eye candy.
Peaches
for sure.
and peaches and peaches. Minus
Oh, is it
2.
not?
Oh,
The more
man.
peaches, the better, AD.
Okay, I want to ask you about that wing eagle because I saw you post a picture of that the other day.
So
That
everybody
strap-
asks about that.
That is the
So this
smoking
is-
skull strap, correct?
Yes, this is from a 1999. Oh no, wait,
Not
wrong
that-
one.
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah, the Winged Eagle's actually on a 1999 original smoking skull strap.
Yes, that's what I thought it was.
It's a little beat up,
What the?
but due to the factory holes, this lines up perfect to make them look attached. So I actually like the style of the strap.
Oh, really? Okay.
Obviously, it's odd looking, but
yeah,
I
it
like
looks a little different.
I like the cut.
But the holes
if
all
I was-
lined up.
Well, they're off by a little bit because the Winged Eagle plates are got bigger, but it covers up the holes other than on the back, as you can see.
Yeah. Okay.
But other than that, I mean, it's no different than if you had a regular strap. And the way it lined up from center and everything, it looks like it could have come that way.
Yeah. It doesn't look terrible. It's different.
Well,
So
if I was to have you make me a strap, I'd have you do the same thing, except for, obviously it would be a little better than this.
Yeah.
That's my daughter's favorite strap. She likes the snake skin and
Snakeskin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, this is my Frankenstein creation. I didn't like
a good way to
the V1 where the bars were just attached,
Yeah.
And I looked at
That's-
getting a Paul Martin strap where they're attached, but I'm not trying to spend $500 on a strap either.
Well, plus the shipping over to the UK.
Right.
For real.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a scam in progress. He's using the wrong strap on the wrong plates. Case number 674298.
Dash
Reporting.
75309.
Now that you say that, this is actually
Oh, you got another one.
so for the smoking skull. This is actually a deluxe version from 05 that I got from Dan McMahon. He sold it used, the strap. These are 1999 plates. These are the ones that I took off of that other strap.
He said, "Damn it, man."
Mm-hmm. Right. You say it 2
Right.
more times, he'll pop up and say something smart.
Not too bad for being as old of a belt as it is.
Well, that's a major
Oh.
curve on that center plate.
Yeah, I throw a curve on it.
That thing got more curves than Nia Jax.
You curved that main plate.
Yeah,
You curved that main plate. Okay. How'd you
Yeah.
do it?
over my knee.
Okay. You must have a,
It's still fairly thick. I mean, for what it is, being a 1999 plate.
you
I
must
mean,
have
it's what.
You must have a steel plate in your knee.
Right.
I
Hit him
tried to
with
put a
that
curve
bionic
on that.
elbow.
I tried to put a curve on that IC too. Not too bad.
Why don't we say Nia Jax on this show? Oh, I know he's talking about. Oh man. You got, like I said, you got a really nice collection for being
Definitely, man. Definitely.
in there for such a short time. I mean,
Well,
Mhm.
it helps when you know where they're all at. You just have to have the money later to get them. I did a lot of research over 10 years of watching belt groups. Rather, it was the old fashioned style, like Ben was saying, chat rooms and just I've been following wrestling belts. And I remember I went to my first wrestling show with my dad. He's like, I'm not spending $235 on that Winged Eagle.
What's up, Jason?
That was probably a Master Series back then,
Yeah.
And then we were always looked at in the back of the magazines. Remember the old one of WCW's first music albums with that had theme songs on it?
Yeah.
I called the producer, Jimmy Papa, and he answered the phone. And he said, I haven't made that album in 25, 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Mark,
What's up, Laverty?
Hey, Mark.
Gianni, we already covered this. You're late to the party. Oh man.
Replay.
For being in the hobby for such a short time, you have an impressive collection. You really do. So
Yeah,
Yes,
I really do appreciate that. Well, you figure I got a V2 from Shop, and then I got a V1 from Shop, which I never even knew until I bought it. I didn't even know they had the V2, the thicker plates from Modern, which I enjoyed. I really wish that had done the paint removal like they did on the V2, though.
Gianni,
But
if you're a player,
if you look at how the belt was shown in some aspects, they used it that way because Hogan was seen with it all blacked out before. So,
Yep.
I guess some people can say, well, it is and isn't, TV accurate.
Yeah, Johnny, don't let your bosses catch you watching the show.
I'd say out of some of the modern belts, I like the V1 Undisputed hands down. It gives you that 10 pounds of gold size, because I don't believe a belt had to always be really big.
That's what she said.
Well, the wrestler made the title, not the other way around.
There you go.
Right. Yes.
Look at Bruno Sammartino. His wasn't the biggest belt, but that was a badass man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pardon my language.
Look at Lou Thesz's belt.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
That thing was tiny.
Right, but that man was huge.
Right.
Go-Go Girls used to wear that kind of a belt with their.
That's like Big Show with a
pants.
kid's belt on.
Right.
I'd have to say one of our last legitimate shooter wrestlers would have to be guys like Stan Hansen and Bob Backlund and the Sheik and all those guys,
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys that could go off script and still make it look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you guys want to know my favorite small wrestler, it'd have to be Dean Malenko.
I thought you were gonna say like the Haiti Kid or something, Little Beaver. When you said small wrestler.
Little Beaver.
Or
I mean,
little,
like the cruiserweights.
or little watch wearer.
Yeah, Dean Malenko's got to be in my top.
Him and Rey Mysterio.
Malenko, John.
Isn't Malenko being having some issues health-wise?
Dealing with dementia and stuff.
Yeah, dementia and Parkinson's, I think.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
We're losing Bruce Willis that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Dean Malenko was a great performer in Japan and in ECW before we knew him in WCW.
Well, that's the thing is his family has trained many, many generations of wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Rather they became big name guys or just great workers. If you came out of the Malenko family school, you most likely earned a good living and made the guys you worked with look good.
I agree.
Because it wasn't always about you going out there for your stardom and being a star. You go out there to make others look good.
Eddie versus Ray. Okay.
I've never been an upside guy. I've always had to lay down. You know,
Mhm.
I don't.
Well-
Really, I've never really won. You go
Well,
out there
Scott-
because you enjoy the excitement. So
Well, Scott, we got just a few minutes left. I want to ask you. This is non-related to the hobby, but we got forecast cold weather coming in, and Oklahoma City is supposed to get minus 22 wind chills. Are you prepared for the cold?
well, I'll probably have to go put blankets out on the horses.
Oh, you have horses?
Yeah, I live on an equine rescue out here.
Oh,
And-
okay.
So we got probably 24 horses, some pigs, some chickens, dogs, cats.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Basically, we live on like 29 acres, and it's got a nice pond and everything. But yeah, we go buy horses off kill lots, and we give them a home. We get donations and go collect animals that are in kill lots so they don't get destroyed.
No, that's not.
They live out their life
Cool.
as well as they can here. But if somebody wants to donate them, we can do so.
Okay.
Cool.
That's I applaud you for that. That's very honorable.
That's great.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, it is.
Horses are
My son married into a family that's what they do here, so I'm obliged to help do whatever needs to be done.
Cool.
Usually I'll go work an 8-hour shift and I'll go throw hay and feed animals and
Wow.
That's good.
It's
man.
it's honorable and admirable what you're doing. We appreciate
Oh, yeah.
that.
It is,
Horses
truly.
are beautiful animals. I love horses.
Yeah.
I do
They don't
too.
love me, but I love horses.
I love animals.
Keep them warm. Keep them warm.
Yeah, keep
Mhm.
warm, and you stay warm yourself. It's going to
Yeah,
get
you and the
really
family
cold
stay
this
warm,
weekend.
man.
Yeah, it's getting ready to get ugly here in the western states because we got it.
Well-
Well, of course, it'll hit here first. So.
I come from northern Illinois, so this weather isn't real cold for me, but
Tell them, Scott. They don't know.
up there near Chicago, they don't know.
Yeah,
You get that lake effects winds off the lake Michigan lakes. You go freeze your ass off at like 25
That's why.
below.
That's why I will never move back there. I'm not
And-
doing
and-
the winters.
Yeah, I live in Oklahoma because of that.
Oh, shut up, Mark.
Right.
It's not as
Stop
cold
bragging.
here.
Stop bragging. Go back to your silverware.
Yeah, go ahead and tan.
Go back to your
It's
bacon.
blended now.
Dave's not here.
Come on, you
Dave's
got
I'll
not
put
to.
it
here,
to-
man.
I'm such a wrestling fan that my kids are named after wrestlers.
Oh, cool.
My son's name is Austin, and then my youngest daughter's name is Piper.
Nice.
My middle daughter got named after Harley Quinn. Her name is Harleen,
Okay.
but
Not after Harley race.
well, that
I
works.
was
Too.
thinking the same thing.
That works too.
There you go.
We call her Harley.
But
There
you,
go.
you don't talk about your other son, Yokozuna.
You know what's funny is I look like Harvey Whippleman for the most part, don't I? Give me some of those little glasses.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well,
Ends
Scott,
up.
this hour has
Elapsed.
gone quick. Yeah, quick.
I
But we
can't
do-
wait to see the rest of the show. I'm gonna laugh my
Oh.
butt off.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but we appreciate you coming on with us tonight. Thanks for sharing your
good having
collection
you
with us,
on,
and
man.
thank you. And
Yeah.
thank you for what
Y'all
you're doing
just
for
be
us.
glad that Shylock didn't have to collect on y'all.
All right. Yeah.
Otherwise,
have a
I'd have
good
to call the
evening.
warden to get on y'all.
Yeah. Well, you
Might
have
be a good
evening.
tag team there, huh, bro?
Yeah.
There you
There you
go.
go. There you
Yeah,
go.
Thanks for
thanks,
sharing-
man, for coming on.
Yeah.
man.
Thanks for sharing your collection with us and your stories. And we appreciate it.
Oh, no
Yep.
problem.
And Thanks for
Anytime.
watching the show. And thanks for watching
Yep.
the show.
You guys have a good night.
You
All right,
take
bud.
care.
Scott. Take care, bud.
All right.
All right. That was Scott Aarons, everybody. He's one of our more loyal viewers. He watches. That's not the word I want to use, but one of our frequent viewers. So we appreciate him coming on, showing his collection. So that's going to bring us to hour number 2, which is fasten your seatbelts. It's going to get interesting. But before we
It'll
get
be a
started,
bumpy ride.
yeah, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to change for a minute.
Okay. Before we get started on hour number 2, I want to remind everybody that the show is sponsored by, let me scroll up here. It is Mark Leather Championship Ever Leathering. And I'm going to spare you the porn music. We're also sponsored by Unique Championship Belts. I really got to get new music for that commercial. And if you're into wrestling shirts, my daughter Ashley does a lot of different types of shirts, but she will do what they call direct to film transfers, and she'll do wrestling shirts. She's done several for me, Andy and Richard and Cuddles and a few other people. And Ben.
Great work.
And so she's on Facebook under Ashley Southern Designs. Be sure you check her out. She does great work. So she would appreciate your business. So, what'd I do? I also want to show stuff. I have a couple belts for sale. I'll show these off again.
You didn't play his porn music. That's why.
No, okay. Sorry. I was in a different mode. Okay. So I have this belt here that I just re-leathered. It's a brand new plates by Dream Championship Belts, Tampa Kirshid. It's 4mm zinc with real deep etching. It's really hard to see the etching on here, but it's beautiful etching. Did a really great job with this belt. On this side, it has the Australian flag. It's the traditional belt, not the UK version. I did the leather on it. It's got the double loop lacing on it right there. And it's got my stamp, my maker stamp right here. And I'm letting this belt go for $400 shipped. If you're interested, let me know. And I'm drawing a blank, guys, again. I also had this Fandu Dome Globe for sale. This is the faux leather version with the screws exposed on the back. I need more room here. It's got the UK flag on it, side plate. It's my belt. I've had it in my collection. It's just set on the shelf, but it did acquire a little bit of tarnish, which is common with Fandu belts, but still a beautiful belt. Great addition to the collection. I do have the belt bag for it, and I'm selling this for what I say, $350 shipped. Is that what I said? Okay, $350 shipped. If you want this belt or the other belt, hit me up after the show. Otherwise, they will both be on the sales post tomorrow.
Tyler. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Tyler, you keep commenting, we're gonna have to pay child support, man.
Yeah, that's right. It's starting to grow on Ben too, by the way. Chris says, I love that belt. NW Wars. Yeah. A lot of people love that belt. We kid Ben about it. He doesn't like the belt, but we say he does. It's funny. I don't know. It could be my lighting is terrible in here, guys. I lost my ring light. It went out on me. I haven't bought a new one because I've gone through 2 cheap ones. So I'm researching, trying to find a decent one for a decent price. So let me get started by introducing what we're going to do next. I'm not going to put this stuff on. Last week on the show, we spoke about Giovanni Guido Tanaco, who owns or runs the Belts Most Wanted Scammers group. And he also has a YouTube channel. Well, apparently about 5 to 6 days prior to our show last week, which we extended an invitation for him to join us on the show to have a conversation about the criticism he's taking over what he's been doing, going after people he says are scammers. Certain things he does that we find questionable and illegal. But I didn't notice at the time we aired the show last week, but he had dropped a video on his YouTube channel about 5 to 6 days prior to that show. But I didn't see it till after the show was over. It was what he calls them interrogation videos, where he appears to me anyway to have written out his own questions. He does a little Q&A. And in that video,
cue cards. Unless he has
what?
cue cards.
Okay, I guess, yeah. I'm using cue cards now, by the way. So can't fault him for that. Anyway, he made some allegations in that video. And although he didn't mention names specifically in some of those allegations, I mean, some names were mentioned, but certain allegations, he didn't bring any particular person up. But we felt like he was referring to us because we have spoken about him a few times on this show. We won't after tonight. But tonight, I thought it might be fun to do our own Q&A on Spanning the Globe. But I thought, instead of writing out my own questions, I thought we would have somebody ask them. But I didn't want somebody from this show doing it. I wanted somebody that's, I don't know, maybe from the other side. So our crack research team sought out and contacted a random member of Belt's Most Wanted Scammers to ask us questions regarding our dispute with Guido. So let me get the questions up here.
This should be interesting.
This should be interesting, yes. And and guys, feel free to chime in.
I'm totally cool with if somebody from that group wants to answer questions. I'm good with that too.
Yeah. So let me get the first question. I'm going to hold off on the comments on screen until we get this done. By the way, just to protect this person's identity, we have changed his name just so he can avoid repercussions from asking these questions. So
And
we're just going to refer to him as Mr. Tin Hat Boy. So keep that in mind. All right. So. Okay. Are we ready for question number 1?
As we're ever going to be.
All right. Let's go.
What is it you have against Guido, and why do you hate him?
Holy! What was that?
Thank you for that question, Mr. Tin Hat Boy.
He looks kind of horny.
He does that.
Oh, that's a big
Your
one.
discretion is advised.
Yeah. Well, okay, let me answer that question first, and you guys can chime in after I get done, okay? We don't hate Guido. At least I don't think we do. Actually, we think that what he's trying to do is a good thing for the hobby. The problem is that he is going about it completely the wrong way. And some of the things he's doing in that venture is illegal, and Kevin can speak to that here in a minute. But he's committing extortion by the messages he sends to his targets, in that he's demanding a response within a certain time frame. Otherwise, he will find that person guilty of being a scammer. Now, Guido has stated in some of his videos that he hasn't actually said that he would actually find them guilty. He says that they might be found guilty. The problem with that is that it's the perception that he has some kind of authority that he doesn't actually have, which compels his targets to respond to him. And another thing he does is he's wanted posters. When he puts those out there, they kind of leave him in a vulnerable position to be sued for slander. He says he's not concerned about this in some of his videos, but he should be. I mean, he's gone after several good and honest people in the hobby, and he's posted publicly that they are suspected scammers without providing any kind of material evidence. It's just hearsay. And he's also gone after pro wrestlers. I guess the most high-profile one is Shane Douglas. And we talked about that last week. And one of these days, he's going to go after the wrong person and face consequences for what he's doing. And Kevin, if you want to speak about the legality of some of the things he's doing.
I mean, I'll go ahead and finish what your
I'm done. That's just question number 1. I'll let you address the illegality is what he's doing.
I think we have talked about that. It's extort, not extortion. Forcing somebody to, or pushing somebody to do something, or you're going to do this, is extort. And extort is, you can be criminally charged for that. You can be civilly charged for that. You can be civilly sued for that. But to say somebody has to do something to do this for you benefiting, and you're benefiting by getting clicks from other people and forcing that person to come into your realm, it's extort, and extort by defame.
Exactly.
I actually have two things I wanted to say about that gentleman's question.
Okay.
I don't hate anybody, and I also want to know, where can I buy one of those hats? I need one of those, like pronto.
I think Scammers Are Us. I don't know.
Well, I'll have to reach out to him. I need to get one of those things.
Okay. I failed to mention this at the beginning of this segment, but we have a total of 8 questions. So that was question number 1. Do you guys have any other comments you want to make about question number 1 before we move on?
Oh, where did he get his glasses
like
from?
I said, coercion. I mean, you can be charged for that. I mean, when you that's easily happens when you intimidate or threaten to use a force by means, which is his words and what he's saying,
What's up,
to
Vincent?
extort the person to go to another being, and it's coercion, 100%. And I can not going to bore you with legalities, but I can think of 6 or 7 things right now that a judge would probably be like, yeah, you did this, you did this, you did this, and you did this. It's not how he's doing. It's not. Well, I don't know his motives anymore. I mean, when you've been told you need to change it and you still do it, to me, you need to be held in some trouble. Great, you want to help out the hobby, but it seems like you're doing it for your clicks, for your benefit of promoting you, and not actually helping the person. Because how you've done this is from there's been several makers that you've said that you've talked to, and several of these makers that I have interviewed and talked to have said no, they never said these things. So you need to change course and change course quick, because I tell you what, somebody's employer looks up that or sees that and does some of this research, or they're going to hire somebody. Let's say, let's say just who's he done a poster on? Like, is it who was it they had that issue with?
Joey Gray, Man
Okay,
Up.
let's just say Joey. If some person who Joey went to fill out a job, and they went on there and they do these Facebook search and they see these wanted things or scammers things, even though they know this wanted picture is out of context, it still causes pause for the certain. It certainly would me as an employer, like, why is this person saying this about you? Is this true? Is this? I mean, it can easily defame a person. So you better stop. And change course and let these people say what's been done to them, rather than you initiating, and especially the way you're doing it with coercion and to extort.
Because there's some people that are new to the hobby, or not new to the hobby, but some people that are just doing their thing, and all of a sudden they get these messages and they don't know who this guy. We didn't know who he was till just a few months ago. Think he's some kind of authority figure, and they'll respond to him, which is the worst thing they can do. Okay, let's move on to Mr. Tin Hat Boy and question number 2.
Other podcasts and groups have talked about Guido, saying that what he's doing is wrong. Yet your podcast is the only one he calls out. Why do you think that is, and how do you deal with the stress of all this?
I knew it had trouble keeping a straight face. This was the random person we could find. That's an easy answer, and this is a question that Guido's answered himself in one of his latest videos, which he believes that good publicity or bad publicity helps him out. And he knows that we have a much larger audience than he does. In his mind, this gives him relevancy in the hobby. But we believe this actually puts his questionable and illegal activities into the light. So
I'll address that, Tyler.
How you guys feel?
It's just a joke. He's just a joke.
Yeah.
Well, as I've said, we're laughing at him, not with him.
We're laughing at him, not with him.
He has taken personal shots. He's taken a personal shot at me.
Mm-hmm.
He has something against grandpas. So, for some odd reason, this guy is trying to use all kind of different, trying to throw different tactics. He can't do a video without using cuss words, so that tells me he's limited in his vocabulary.
And I'll be addressing that here in a few minutes with another question.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead. Steal my thunder.
And I feel that for some odd reason, he got it out for us. Everybody else is spoken on him.
Well, can I say it out loud? He's trying to make a name for himself off of us.
Yeah.
And guess what? It hasn't worked one bit.
No. Like I said, people are laughing at him.
Joke. He's a joke.
People are laughing at him, and he keeps going after people like Gary Sutton. Gary Sutton, Gary Sutton's gonna make people laugh at you.
Yeah.
He's gonna make you look like a fool. I mean, the moment this guy opens his mouth, he already shows his ignorance.
Right.
Every time.
They could put
That's
that
what it
comment up.
is.
Sorry. Oh, Tyler, has this been said to him?
Where is it?
That Tyler one? I think it's the third one from the bottom.
That one
Has
there?
that been said to you or said to somebody you know? Has that phrase been said?
Me.
Yes, he said
I mean,
it to
that-
Richard.
Yeah,
Okay,
Richard.
well that's another thing. Reprisal right there, and reprisal is an act of retaliation. I mean, like I said, somebody just messaged me in the box. Coercion. What do I mean by coercion? I mean, coercion is the use of express or implied threats by means of violence or reprisal, and you can do reprisal by what I was just talking about, that the use of retaliation, and that very thing is doing it. But anything you do with coercion is using an intimidating, and tell me if this is not it. When you go right in front would be in charge with that, or going in a civil court, and you're saying this is what happens. This is what a judge will say to you, that that you are putting a person in immediate fear of consequences that impels that person to act. Is that not exactly that? Hello?
I'm sorry. I was listening to you. I was,
Yeah. No, we
Yeah.
wanted to wait till you were done. No, totally. And he also used some profanity too. I mean,
yeah, and
I will
I'll
mention
address
on the
that. There's a
show,
question.
Yeah.
There's a question that I will be
Well, I'm
addressing.
on here for the legality stuff, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Making a person do it, and to extort, add that on there, because he's doing it by using Facebook to get clicks for it. So not only is the reprisal part there and the coercion part there, but to extort that person for the benefit of him using it on Facebook clicks, which now can be monetized and stuff with these accounts that are digital creators or something, or this, that, and the other. They're getting
Yeah,
paid for it. I
digital
mean,
creators. Yep.
I'm telling you, you are in a dark hole. Stop with sending your message. You can easily send a message saying, "Hey, somebody has accused you of this on this page," if you wanted to go respond to them. But doing it the way you're doing it and sending it, and especially that wording, I'm telling you, just stop it. And I don't know you personally, and I don't care to know you personally, because I don't get around people that do that kind of stuff. I've offered this person a chance to just come with me, just on a live video, talk to talk. Didn't have to even go live, but didn't want to do it. But I just don't understand it. But that's the legality stuff, and I'll let y'all say what you want.
Okay. That's why I wanted you on here to address that part, because you know more about that than I do. I have a vague knowledge of it, but not much. Let's go to question number 3.
Guido says that Spanning the Globe is making up lies about him. What lies is he referring to? How do you explain yourself?
Jeez, that voice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, apparently he has some sinus issues.
Was that a small Band-Aid or was that a medium Band-Aid? You guys
don't know. First of all, he's talking about lies. Okay. First of all, the situations we discussed on the Spanning the Globe podcast, including involving Guido and Sean Randall, as well as Guido's attempts to expose innocent people as scammers, had actually been talked about in other belt groups, which is how we were made aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
We were simply repeating what we'd heard. This is why we do the podcast. We make fellow belt hobbyists aware of what's going on in the hobby and advise them on how to react if they receive one of Guido's respond or else messages. Secondly, we don't believe that what's been reported is false information, because Guido's claimed, and he's claimed that in his videos. We saw the post by Sean Randall in which he accused Guido of filing PayPal disputes before even receiving a belt he had ordered, which resulted in $150 being taken from Sean Randall's PayPal account being given to Guido. And I heard Guido say himself in one of the videos, he's not giving you that money. But he also, when this happened, Guido had also put out a video giving his side of the story, talking about the PayPal disputes before the belt had even been ordered or delivered. And while I have to admit, I don't recall Guido's entire explanation at that time, but I'm pretty sure it was a completely different story from what he's been claiming in more recent videos. But in interest of full disclosure, I tried to look up the first video on his YouTube channel, but it's apparently been taken down because I
It's
haven't been able to.
conveniently been deleted.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. I'm not gonna say
Why-
it's been
why-
deleted, but I couldn't find it.
Why incriminate yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Why
Exactly.
incriminate yourself?
Right.
He probably went back there, watched the video, and like, oops, I better delete this, and probably deleted it.
Yeah.
Now, well, I ain't gonna say probably. It can't be found.
Yeah.
But
What's up,
I
Joey?
guess now it's something that spamming or shit, Sing the Globe. Kevin, the Globe has made up.
Okay.
Kevin. Apparently,
He just
this
blew his eardrums
podcast-
out.
You thought it was loud earlier.
this podcast is now making that up. But plenty enough people have watched it, forwarded it to us, that old video, so we knew it existed.
I saw it. I think Ben saw it. But we didn't make this stuff up. We
No.
had heard this in other belt groups. This is something we made up. So if it's false information, we spread false information, but we didn't make it up. But we've heard both sides, and we believe that Sean Randall was in the right on that deal.
Mhm.
That's our opinion. That's not fact. That's our opinion.
Yep.
He made a claim. Look, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put this scenario. Give me a minute. I'm gonna put this scenario out there, and I want you guys to all see it as I'm trying to explain it. You buy a belt from someone. All right. The belt is en route, and you put a PayPal claim
That's right, Joey.
on that transaction. What is that called? That is a scam. You
Mhm.
had intent to defraud somebody over a transaction because they should have completed the transaction, and then if there was an issue, then you make a claim. But we the ones that's just misinformed, and we're misinterpreting, and we're misguiding people. But the fact of the matter is, the same belt he does in his lives, the big gold that's behind him, is the same belt he defrauded Sean Randall's out of $150.
Didn't I see
Well,
something claiming that a video? Somebody said that he was invited to go on PTM, and he was invited to go on this show and that show.
Yeah, he
and
said
this
that.
show,
Yeah, he
and-
said.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
he
I
was
think- I
invited
think he
on
was-
multiple shows.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think he
video
was
Mark's
too-
referring
guys
to.
with there's guys with PTM in the thing, and I think they can thing to it. But from me knowing Vinny, I would doubt that would ever happen. But anyway,
Okay, we're almost halfway through. Let's go to question number 4.
Guido says that Richard Ward blocked him after being denied membership in Belt's Most Wanted Scammers, saying it was a pussy move. What do you think?
Richard, let me put
Lay
my
it
answer out
in.
there. Then I'll let you feel that. Okay,
Okay.
and get rid of the bleep button.
No, I'm gonna be respectful, but I'm gonna.
Well,
hold my
I'm
point.
not. I have to
Okay.
repeat a word he said. First off, Richard blocked Guido long before making the request to join Bell's
Long
Scammers.
before it, way
And I'll-
before it.
And I'll let Richard explain why he's going to do that, or why he did that. But part of this involves having his pictures put out there off his Facebook page, which that's the pussy move, in my opinion. Thank you. Too late. Richard, take it away.
Got to give me a little
I'm sorry.
finger up.
I'm sorry.
Could you put me in full screen?
Right when
yes,
I see
yes.
the finger, I'll do it.
I was looking at my script. I have a script, so
Okay.
yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Throw the finger
Well, I'm
up.
gonna
you
say
can
this. I'm gonna say this, Guido, and I'm gonna say it once. I know you're gonna see this, but I walked into your house, okay, like a man. I entered your group for permission, like a man. And if anybody's that word, it's you, because you have no backbone. So I came to you to go to your group. You didn't come to me. So who is that person? And I was just going to let you know another thing, okay? I've been quiet for far too long. October is when I blocked you, when you sent me the PM. Why? Because I don't want this nonsense. I don't need people I don't know and a person like yourself private messaging me when I'm working, trying to make a living, and actually doing something with my life. Okay, and I'm trying to protect my family because there's scum like you in the hobby that do things the way they do and twist people's words and try to get things said so you could record it and pull people into your trap. But I'm going to tell you one thing.
Wow.
Okay, we don't fall for your stuff. Okay, and I'm going to keep it clear and simple to you. My son is Puerto Rican, so if anybody's prejudiced, I grew up in the projects also. Okay, so let's just stop this nonsense. We're in 2024 now. Okay, so let's just stop this nonsense and stop acting like a high school kid. Okay, because the person you see on the camera is the tuxedo version of me. You won't want to meet me on the street. I'm going to tell you that. I'm a totally different person. And that's the first time and the last time you're going to see this side of me. Unless you join the promo realm. And I'll definitely tear you up there.
Uh-oh.
And that's all I got to say about that. And that's the last time I want to talk to him.
Does anybody know who this is? The Facebook user? I mean, it's not that big a deal, but I was just curious.
It's no name because they Vincent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Vincent.
Okay. Well, it's for entertainment, Vincent. We're having fun at his expense, so.
I understand Vincent's question. So, why would somebody want to deal with them? Well, this the thing. When you're a pimple or a boil on the hobby, eventually you want to pop that pimple. The hemorrhoids you got to kind of cut off. You get tired of dealing with this type of element in the hobby. You've been in the hobby long enough, Vincent. You know what we've all gone through over just the past couple years. And it always seems every year there's somebody that comes along and brings this toxic element to the hobby. And then we all got to band together and try to clean it up instead of just being able to just enjoy what we love as far as wrestling.
Yeah, with all due respect, it's like a case of the clap that comes around once a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's always somebody. And for somebody that claims to have been in the hobby for 20 years, he was awfully quiet the first 19 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe he was wearing camouflage.
Almost.
No, and that's the other thing. He lurks. That's what he does. He's a chameleon. He wears camouflage. And then he looks for his opportunity to strike. So if he's in your group and you're an admin, trust me, he's going to target you unjustly, unreasonably, and for no apparent, just no reason whatsoever to come after you because you're an admin. And I think a lot of it is a jealousy thing. It's an attention thing, and he seeks attention. And just look at his cases. He tried to start a case with a maker that I found out that he had no communication besides trying to go after that maker. He made that up.
I love this comment.
You got to put up Tyler's comment.
Which one?
The one under my cousins.
Okay, let me find it.
Wait a minute. Ben's going. Let him keep. He's
I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm done right now because after tonight,
you were getting.
I'm going Showtime after tonight. I'm going heel Grandpa tonight.
Grandpa, check out that comment.
Well, the reason I'm talking about it is, I was asked to do this as legality stuff. And I've had several people messaging me my inbox about the legalities and stuff of what he's doing.
Yeah, and
what happens? What should I do, Kevin? If
we shouldn't have to go. Of course, Antonio, you knew he wasn't gonna come on here, man. He's gonna go do his little video in the dark. Hey Google, turn off lights. He's gonna go do his little video in the dark, and then try to present himself as some type of over the top being that he's trying to do good when he can't even come on here and have a conversation with Mark. The conditions were we all here were going to go backstage, and it was one-on-one with him and Mark. So he didn't feel trapped. So he didn't feel like he was being put in a closed space. I'm taking up too much time because we got more to go. I'm sorry, but
That's okay.
I'll wrap it up here. He was given his opportunity. Now he's going to go and do some shady video and try to make it seem like that he's a victim. We're picking on him. We're talking about him, and we're making and we're racist, and we're making stuff up. We came on here. We come on here every week. We gave him an open forum, an open platform, an open floor to come out here and speak, and he's not going to. So everybody need to quit enabling this guy. If we quit paying attention to him, he goes into a room by himself.
Let's go on to question number 5. This is actually an important one here. So we'll have a little bit more Mason Dixon accent here.
Why do you think Guido shoots videos from his vehicle in the dark?
Okay. I forgot about that one. Okay, well,
because if he has the lights on, it'll scare away the viewers.
I got the answer to that question.
I think it's to hide his unsightly features.
Yes.
No, seriously, I don't know why he does it. It's possible he's out conducting surveillance on new innocent scammer targets, but that's just pure speculation on my part. Or he could be just sitting outside the UPS store waiting for them to open up so he can pick up his bill orders. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
He's got to get his mail.
Yeah. Because that lady at the front desk can't just hand him the belt, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
The bout. Get it right.
Or maybe he's trying to.
The
he could be trying out for the new Batman. You never know. Maybe he thinks the director's waiting.
He'd be trying out for the fat.
I think it's because the basement is not enough space for him, and
For him,
so
there is not enough space. Anyway.
if you go right, the Grand Canyon wouldn't be enough space.
Exactly.
If you went and go into your car, you got this appearance that you're like a Dark Knight or something. I think that might be what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to question number
6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6. This is the one I thought I was asking. Yeah.
What's up, Antonio?
Again, this is Mr. Tinfoil Hat Boy.
Guido has stated in one of his more recent videos that some podcasts have been racist toward him, making fun of his accent and his nationality. What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, you got me on one point. We here at Spanning the Globe have had some fun at his expense. It's called parody, which is what I'm doing right now with this segment.
Yep.
In order to do a parody on somebody, you have to make an attempt to either look like or sound like the person you're doing the parody on. Otherwise, it has no effect. This isn't racist. And racism is absolutely not tolerated in Wide World of Belts or on Spanning the Globe, nor is it tolerated in Championship Belt Brothers or Love Those Wrestling Belts, as well as many other of the good groups out there.
It's not rubbing off.
Yeah. And I'd also like to point out, as was mentioned earlier, that Guido's resorted to calling us vulgar names and using foul language while demeaning our podcast. We haven't returned fire in that manner. We prefer to approach adversarial situations, which that's what this is, using humor and parody to inform and entertain our audience. Foul language isn't necessary. It only serves to prove that your vocabulary is limited, and it takes away from your argument. With that said, some mention has been made about Guido's physical features on the show and in comments by viewers. I personally don't condone this and have asked my co-hosts to refrain from any future references of this nature on the show. However, what they choose to do in their groups or outside the podcast is completely up to them. I also have no control over viewer comments, but I will try to limit the comments of this nature from appearing on the screen.
Exactly.
Anybody else have anything to add?
Yes, I do.
After Ben. You go, Ben.
He once made a gesture in one of his videos, and I kept it in, and it pissed me off, but I kept it in, and I know what this gesture was. And he was talking about Gary Sutton, and he made the expression on his face like this, brother. And he aimed that towards Gary.
Yep.
That is, if we want to throw race in it, we can do that, but I'm not that type of person that used that. But I did catch that when he did that. When somebody sent me that clip as a matter of fact, I was watching the clip with Gary,
I agree,
and
Brian.
when you gonna try to use that as a crutch, as an excuse to get away with talking and saying stuff to other people, but then it's okay for you to do it. It's not okay. You know, people in this hobby don't go for that. We don't go for that.
Nope.
You will find yourself in the black hole of the hobby by doing that. I remember when you did that.
I want to address this question or this comment by Joey V. I don't think it was anybody from PTM, but I think where he mistakenly thought that Ethan Thompson, who used to be a part of PTM, I heard him on one of the other podcasts, talk to Guido, say, hey, I want to get you on this podcast I'm on. I want to get you on. I'll get you on Spanning the Globe. That's where I think he made it was mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Nope.
But he has been invited on other podcasts, not just ours, and I'll address that in the next
Yeah,
question.
but he's been trying to use Joey and the PTM stuff as clout.
Yeah, like he does everybody else. All the other names. He put John Barbarossa on his scammers list.
Yeah, what a joke. What a joke.
But I mean,
John
he
Barbarossa.
needs to look up the definition of racism because nobody's mentioned his race.
No, we don't even know what his race is.
It seems that doesn't even need to be addressed or even need talked about because that's such a pathetic.
Yeah.
That where you run that shows the fragility of you and your nature. That you would say that these guys have done that. But when you're out of shape, you're overweight, you're unhealthy, that's going to be picked on. That's going to be made fun of. The same way that you picked on people's families of scammers, the way you intimidated them, the way you picked on them, what comes around goes around. So,
yeah, fair game. And I want to add one more quick thing before we move on to question number 7. But I said this in our chat group. We're not racist. We're douchists. We don't like douchebags. So, there's that.
Well, I hate every race. I hate everybody. So,
there you go. Let's go on to question number 7.
Guido says that Spanning the Globe is defending scammers. Is this true?
Oh, golly.
Golly.
I'm not
Citizens arrest.
I hate everybody equally.
Okay, that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard, but I'll tell you where this originated. I won't name names in this deal, but someone in another group was a little over exuberant over a situation where someone was scammed over a belt he was trying to buy for his son as a Christmas gift. And so this person posted screenshots from the alleged scammer's mother and sister's Facebook pages and took criticism over it. And the person who claimed that this was wrong in a comment on those posts was labeled as a scammer defender, despite the fact that person was handing out the criticism was looking out for the individual who posted out who had posted those screenshots, as well as the group. Didn't want to put the group in a situation where they're going to get shut down. And so on an episode of Spanning the Globe, shortly after this happened, we concurred that this was not the right thing to do because it puts innocent people at risk. Because I don't know how some people in the hobby are. You're going to reach out to those people and harass them. They're going to make threats against them. That this happens, and so it poses liability to anyone who puts that information out there. Isn't that doxing, Kevin? Isn't that called doxing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is why Guido has also stated that we defend scammers, because we don't agree with the practice of posting scammers' families out there. So I want to make this clear, and then I'll move on to the next question. We don't defend scammers.
Nope.
We hate scammers as much as anyone in the hobby does.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't see the benefit of dragging a family member who's likely unaware of what's going on and are likely unwilling or unable to do something about it because the scammer is an adult.
We might expose them, but we do it the right way.
Yeah. I mean, we all have people in our families that do things that we don't like, but we can't do anything about it.
That whole thing is irrelevant to the whole situation. It's about what you're doing and how you're doing it. Yeah. And even if somebody is scamming, you're still doing it civilly and criminally wrong. You can't do it that way. Mm-hmm. And you can't go after people who have said that everybody is innocent in this country until proven guilty without a reasonable doubt. You can't go say this is what happens to you. And if you don't, and if my community doesn't vote on you, this is going to happen. You cannot do those things. And people are messaging me in the inbox right now. Well, how can he be sued? You can go to civil court right now with still the restrictions of COVID because that's not been released. And if you're an out of state, small claims court always will allow you to do video conferencing. So you still can do online. You can contact the DA's office and fill out all the paperwork online if that's your choosing way to go. If you wanted to take civil action for his messages or unwanted actions or unwanted threats or things that he said that you have done that you've not done, because you don't have to respond to any of it. You don't, and it won't even come up in court. You do not have to respond to any of this mess. Let somebody that's got scammed post what they've done, and then the community can see it and judge for themselves, not you. You're not a judge. You're not a jury. So stop acting like one. But these people that have been scammed need to come to the page and post on it. You're just doing it wrong. I get what you're doing, but you're doing it a wrong way.
Yep. And that's why he got blocked by me by sending me a PM like that.
Yeah. And he's not even an investigator. He's a self-appointed investigator. Okay. We are down to the
claim that he is an investigator?
No, it's just the perception that he's
Okay.
putting out there. It's just the perception. And I want to go back and address this this comment Jason put out there. He makes a good point. And Guido has bragged about the fact he has the most controversial Facebook group out there, and I can't argue with that. So yeah, it is fun to bust on him because he puts himself out there. And I'm not sure that what we're saying about him is going to feed his ego, but who cares?
I'm
yeah,
done with it after tonight. But
Yeah, I am
we've had
too.
so many people.
Tonight.
We've had so many people saying, "Hey, what can I do? Can I get help? And what's this person do if this happens to me?" And I've not been accused of anything, or I'm not, because there's been several people. I know, was it 3, 4 that's not done it, and then you went after a wrestler without even having your facts in order.
Wrestlers have more resources than hobby members do. So
So that wrestler's going to sue the shit out of you.
Yeah.
What Joey just said right there, Joey V.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Somebody can pull up to your house, man.
Yeah.
We in that day and age, you could be found very easily,
And he has been found.
and he has been.
Yes.
So we're not putting that out there, but we know where he is.
Yeah.
We're not
that's for
those type
somebody-
of people.
No, that's for somebody else's to deal with. So, okay, we're down to the final question.
You've invited Guido to make an appearance on Spanning the Globe, but he's refused. Why is that?
Okay, on this show last week, we did issue the invitation for him to come out here, and Ben already kind of explained that. As of the time of this show going live today, Guido has not reached out to me to accept or reject the invitation to come on the show and give his side. And as I mentioned earlier in the video he uploaded to YouTube about a week before we went live last week and extended this invitation, he stated he will not appear on any of the podcasts because, in his words, we've all talked shit about him and have made up our minds already.
He doesn't want to
And this
face
is-
the music.
Like
he
he's
does not
done.
want to face the music.
Yeah.
Like
And this
he's
is-
done.
No, say it again, Kevin. Like what?
Like he's done.
Yeah.
With those
exactly.
messages.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
This
If,
is
if you were I'm sorry, I'm
okay.
getting a little going here. I mean, if you are exact and exuberant and hell bent on these messages, you shouldn't be fearful of anything. You've sent out these messages. Quit hiding behind a keyboard. If you are 100% about this and who you are, and this is what you've done, and you've done all this investigation, you shouldn't be hiding behind a keyboard or in a dark car or in 4 or 5 houses or have to use UPS box to say that it's apartment building, to lie to say that they're girl at the front desk. You shouldn't have to do all this, knock it off.
Yeah. And this isn't surprising, and I actually expected not to get a response because Guido's one of those guys who's content posting videos in his private group, which it's just a safe space. And in my offer to have him on this podcast, he was invited on the Ghost Milk Diaries. I made every reasonable accommodation I could think of to make him feel comfortable, including the agreement of the other co-hosts, as Ben mentioned earlier, to not appear on screen during the conversation. They're going to stay backstage to allow Guido to have the floor for as long as he wanted. And even though I didn't even think of this at the time the offer was made, I would even refrain from putting any negative comments about him on the screen. This was intended to be a conversation between two adults, not an interrogation. He will also likely shoot a video after this claiming he wasn't informed that an invitation was extended to him, because he claimed that when we made the offer last year, because Andy, was in his group and had the nerve not to say anything about it.
Oh, yeah.
However, there are plenty of people who watch our show that know Guido or know who he is and have probably made him aware. But I know
he has all his moles out there too. So
Yeah, But we know
we
he
know who
watches
you
the show.
are.
Yeah, we know who they are.
Yeah, we know he watches the show because he's mentioned it. Maybe not every show, but he's watched episodes where he was a subject, and this show has a wide reach. So I'm sure by now he's been made aware. I'm also not the only person to have this opinion, because Kevin kind of touched on it a minute ago. But it seems to me if he truly believes in what he's doing, and he truly believes that the way he's doing it is morally and ethically correct, and he truly believes that people are attacking it for no reason, then he would want to want to accept the invitations to appear on these podcasts and validate what he's been saying. And I can, about 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was 2018, when I was still new to the hobby, I kind of found myself in a similar situation where I stumbled across a Facebook Live and someone was accusing me of posting a laugh emoji on a video that made fun of someone in the hobby who was mentally challenged. Now, I will admit, I did post a laugh emoji on the video, but I did not realize until after the fact that the video was a parody of that person. So as this live was happening, I immediately sent a message to that guy and said, hey, let me join your live to tell my side of the story. So I got on there, explained my side of it, and the issue was resolved. And again, I wasn't invited. I asked to come on to clear the air.
And what do we call that? Is that called being a man?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I felt, and I still feel like my reputation in the hobby is extremely important to me. And I think all the guys on the screen with me feel the same way about their reputations.
Exactly.
Yep.
But my point is this: if you believe that people are maligning your name and your reputation in a public forum, wouldn't you take every opportunity to confront those people face to face and not through back and forth posts or videos?
That's why I asked to enter his group, so I can go face to face.
Right.
Yep. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course, Kevin has great answers. That's why you have him on the show.
But do I want my innocent family to be involved with it, like I know he would do? Yes. I don't want them involved.
So that's all I have to say about that. And I want to thank Mr. Tinfoil Hat Boy for posing those questions on behalf of.
That's just pretty low life. I mean, how would you like for the things that you're doing that's questionable right now for somebody to go and put up your pictures of your family and start contacting your family about what you're doing in the hobby and how?
Exactly.
I don't think that you would like it very, very much. And
he don't put himself in no one else's shoes, and that to me exhibits how selfish he is. I try to, in all situations, try to put myself in someone else's shoes before I get into a situation like that. I wouldn't want no one to go be taking my personal pictures of my grandkids, because I'm grandpa.
Can you be my grandpa?
Or you shut up, uncle. I wouldn't want someone taking my personal pictures, invading my personal space, just because you want to. Right. That's exactly what that is. Thank you. There
you go.
That's the term. That's the perfect term.
He nailed it.
You can't go and subvert a person's free will or consent, and
Thanks,
that's
Rob.
exactly what he's doing. And you come into this world with just your name, and you leave with just your name.
Right.
And during that time frame from when you're born and when you're death, you build a reputation on that. All these things, all these belts, all these houses that we live in, when we're all gone, when we all die, all of our stuff's going to be given away and moved on to somebody else. The houses that we built and worked hard for, some stranger's going to live in when we're all gone. We're all going to be just a picture on a wall. So do you want that picture on the wall to be that was a good person, that was an ethically person, that he did what was right, and he was a humble person, what do you want? And doing this stuff, it seems so meaningless what you're doing, but you're having but you're having a personal effect on these people, and it's going to come back to bite you. So I hope you change, and I hope you fix it, and I hope you correct your messaging. The group is fine what you're trying to do, but your messaging is very, very wrong. And when somebody says to you one time, I'm not guilty and I'm not replying, you have to leave it alone. And you can't go say that this person's did this or did that or did this or did that. That's where it comes in to let the person who has been scammed make the accusation and the talk, because they believe what's happened to them is real. Therefore, it's not illegal for them to do those things. But again, it's your messaging of how you're doing it. So let the person say that they've been scammed and let everybody see it. And then that person can reply if they have not, but it's between them two people. People can get into help to try to resolve it. Many of us on the screen have done that to people to try to resolve the issue so it can be down and taken away and this, that, and the other. But you can't go and act like you're a judge and jury to do these things. So
Antonio, that's the way we used to handle things back in the day.
It's how you're going about it.
Okay, so that's the Q&A or the interrogation.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yep. Thanks for the legal advice, only advice or opinions, or thanks for being our legal analyst.
Anytime. I'm glad
Checks
it
in the
came
mail.
in handy.
Checks in the mail.
I'm retired, it still comes in handy. So that was good.
And so we do not plan on bringing Guido up again on this podcast unless he goes after another innocent person. Now he can come at us all he wants to.
It's 2024, guys. It's
Yeah.
a new year.
Yeah, New Year.
I got
New
one
Year
question. I got
Okay.
one question.
Okay.
Mr. Maggart,
Yeah.
why does Guido have something against grandpas?
Well, this is what's funny. He called you grandpa, but I'm 10 years older than you are.
So he's an ageist. Is he an
Yeah, he's
ageist?
ageist. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Interesting.
We're all older than Ben.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Ben's the pup.
So he didn't like being called fat, but
I didn't
he's
call him fat.
he's going and calling you or whoever. I'm just saying he doesn't
Right,
like
yeah,
being
yeah,
called
yeah,
a name, but yet he's going around calling people names again.
Right. No, he made he tried to take a shot at my age. I'm probably only a couple years older than him, but
Thank you, Chris.
He tried to make an insult towards me when that's one of my titles. I am a grandfather, but I know what his intent was. He was trying to make an age intent. So that's what we resorting to in the hobby now.
Well,
Is that what we're doing now? We making fun of people's age.
It usually
What-
takes
what-
a narcissistic person to put yourself front and center of issues that you don't have to be front and center about.
Yeah, but I'm Grandpa Walker now.
we're
He's
with
not.
pride.
gonna-
We're with
Grandpa-
right. I do.
Grandpa,
My
what's-
grandson's
what's-
birthday. My grandson's birthday was yesterday. I do.
Grandpa, what's the name of the page? We heard you got your own page now.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me get into this.
He's got to find it.
You got to put your glasses on, Grandpa.
Get
So
that walker.
there were
Don't fall. You've already broken one hip this
Yeah,
month.
there will be no more mention of Guido on the show. So
I'm putting him
I
up
hope
that
you
tip of
enjoyed
my
that
nose.
segment as much as we did.
We got
Grandpa,
some
we
good
can't
news
afford
coming up.
another
Good news
Lego
coming
hip.
up.
We can't afford another Lego hip, Grandpa. Be
I want
careful.
you young bucks to join the championship belt grandpas.
Yeah.
Championship belt grandpas. Well, we have a
Bolt.
good
I thought it was
time
bolt.
there.
Bolt.
And y'all, I'm sorry. Thank you, Andy. The championship belt grandpas. One of those. Anyway, you join the group, and there's one standing rule in the group.
Got that gray hair.
You stay come on, Kevin. You stay off my grass.
All right, so that's all we're going to say about Guido. I would like to move on because we're running low on time, but Kevin
Yeah,
has
let's
a
go.
major announcement to make.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to thank
Yeah.
everybody in the Wide World of Belts community, as well as those guys that have come over from other groups and those in love those wrestling belts. Where'd Andy go?
I don't know where he went.
But we have had a great year of picture posting posts, and we have so much appreciated all those posts and all those 11 winners that had belts of the month. We appreciate it. We had that vote last month. It came down to two. It came down to the Winged Eagle and a Big Gold, July and April. We had to do a revote on those, and it was still very close. The final vote came to 20-13. And Mark's putting it up right now. This is your 2023 Belt of the Year. Pitcher of the Year in Wide World of Belts. Congratulations to Colin. This is the Belt Pitcher of the Year in Wide World of Belts. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Colin.
Congratulations, Colin. Good job. Good job. That's a beautiful belt, by the way. Absolutely beautiful belt.
And it will be the header for January. He will also get a prize, and I will get up with him and send that to him. The second place will also get a prize from me, and I'll get up with that person and put it out. So, guys, post up regularly. Don't just post up your stuff. Get involved. Get out there and like people's stuff. Get in love those wrestling belts. Get in CBB. Love those wrestling belts. That's some of the best info on news and stuff. Championship Belt Brothers has a great community to get involved with. Wide World of Belts. There's other groups, WCW, Big Boys Belts. These are groups that you need to get involved with. But we want some new winners. January's Pitcher of the Month is coming up, so get your pitchers in. All pitchers are eligible, unless you are actually making that belt and it's not your personal belt. If it's your personal belt, then you can do it, but we want those. We have another year to go, and you want that there. But please be engaging. Please like people's pictures. Don't just come into a group and post your stuff or your podcast or you're this or you're that. Be engaging. Help out. Like a post. Congratulate new belt members, and I appreciate it. Once again, congratulations, Colin, for the Pitcher of the Year.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yep, congrats.
Thank you for everybody that submitted pictures. You have a limited number of winners, but everyone got really creative with their pictures. We really appreciate that. Keep up the good work. Keep it up. Okay, we got 4 minutes left. Anybody have any parting words they would like to say?
Ben has it right underneath his name there. I think that's a motto everybody should live by. It says it all right there.
Yep.
Oh, it's not there.
Live from a secret location. I love that.
Yes, words to live by.
I tried to do that.
Always be in a secret location whenever you can.
I tried to do that without laughing.
Being in a secret location is where it's at, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Grandpa, I think the nurse is going to come in for your sponge bath soon. So.
Yeah.
Anthony,
did you change cameras? You sound different.
My battery died, my iPad, so I'm on my phone.
I figured that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got NFL playoffs starting this weekend, so be sure you check out your favorite teams, cheer on your favorite teams.
Go Dolphins!
If you're in the path of this,
hold on. Who's this team?
Okay, Joey, that's real funny.
No, he taking a shot. I want to know who his team is. Whose team?
We'll see. Yeah, where's Joey live?
Probably live in Mongolia.
Thank you, Scott, for coming on.
Shout at the Bears and the Bengals. Come on now.
Yeah, we want to thank Scott Aarons for joining us tonight again.
Yes,
enjoyed it.
Join us.
Enjoyed it. If you're in the path of this Arctic air, coming in, please be warm, be safe. Don't get out unless you have to, because it's going to be brutally cold out there.
We got hammered.
Yep.
Richard, did you fare out with your property with this last one?
Yeah, it was good.
Hold on.
I think we got maybe 25 minutes of rain and wind, and then it went by quick. I stayed up until I couldn't stay up anymore, and then my son was up, and he said it had to be about 25, maybe 30 minutes.
You guys just had to worry about that storm line coming in, didn't you?
Yeah, Liberty got hit with it bad because he's on the opposite side.
Yeah,
I
got the heavy
who Joey
wind and
B's
rain.
team is.
Yeah.
Somebody
Cleveland
tell me
Browns.
Joey B's team.
Oh, Colin?
He's a Browns
Colin.
fan? He's a Browns fan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Poor
Hey,
guy.
Colin,
How many
congratulations.
how many Super
Yeah,
Bowls you got here,
congratulations,
pal?
Colin.
Oh, he's a Browns fan.
He's going out first round
I bet you
anyway.
did.
You got a bunch of messages.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's either
Congratulations.
from Guido or for people wishing him well for winning the Picture of the Year contest. Congratulations, by the way, for winning Picture of the Year
Congratulations.
contest.
Yeah.
Vote. Very close vote. Had to go back down to a vote off.
Is it
Yeah.
me, or is every picture getting hard? The section of pictures that we get every month is getting even harder and harder to judge.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yep.
It is. There's people be creative with lighting, with angles, everything. So
Yeah, just don't lay it on your bed with dirty sheets. You know, take a good picture of it, take it outside. It can be the same belt, different pictures
Don't-
every day. We don't care.
don't be high. Don't be high when you're taking pictures.
Just because you entered a picture last month doesn't mean you can't enter. You can enter the same belt, you know, all 11 months. You know.
Yeah, it's all about the belts, guys.
What's so funny, man?
And I still got more than you, pal.
All right, so that ends our time this week. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did putting it together. I want to thank Mr. Tinfoil Hat for asking those questions.
Yeah, props to
And
that
thanks-
guy.
I'm
I
pulling
just
it.
need to know where you
Yay.
got that hat
Browns,
from.
Browns
Yeah.
with my dad's
Hercules,
skin. Right there,
Yeah,
Joey.
you wait. It'll be in the WWE shop by tomorrow. So
There it is, Joey.
makers will be inbox you. I'll give you that. I'll make you that hat 2 weeks, bro. So everybody, be safe, stay warm. We'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good night, everybody.
Stay
You
humble.
guys have a